Namaste students. Today I am going to start the chapter Executive Part 2. In the previous part we have done about the meaning of the executive, types of executive. Now we will discuss about the President of India. As you all know, we have parliamentary form of government in India, in which head of the government is Prime Minister and head of the state is President. And Indian Constitution, Article 52 deals with the President. He has only nominal power and he is head of the state, as earlier I told you. And Indian Constitution wastes all the executive powers of the Union formally in the President. But in reality we have seen President exercise all these powers through the Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister. If we will discuss about the qualification to be an Indian President, so first of all this is important, he or she should be citizen of India and he or she should be complete the age of 35. He doesn't carry any job under the state or union government, and last, this is also important point, he should have the qualification to elect in Lok Sabha. Now we will see how the President of India elected. So, President of India is elected by the Electoral College indirectly. It means people, citizens of India will not directly participate in the election of President, but all the MPs and MLAs, they will participate in the election of President. MLAs from all state legislative assembly and MPs from Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Election take place in accordance to the PR system. PR means proportional representation system. We have done in the chapter election and representative. At present, if you see, Ram Nath Kovind, he is President of India and elected on 2017. Article 56(1) of Indian Constitution provide that the President shall hold his office, his or her office for a term of 5 years from the date on which he or she enters upon her or his office. Fine. So this is about the qualification and election of the President of India. Now I will explain you about the functions and powers of the President of India. Now we will start from the legislative powers of the President. So we can say Parliament's meetings always begin with opening address of Indian President. And if there is an urgent law is needed, and while the Prime Minister recommend to President to announce any law, then it is called ordinance, and this is valid for the 6 months. And the President nominate the 12 persons to Rajya Sabha who is distinguished in the field of arts, literature, science and social service. As well as we have seen, he has nominated 2 Anglo-Indian members to the Lok Sabha also. And the President can summon both the houses for the joint session if there are some difficulties or differences on any bill issued by the Parliament. And President has power to dissolve the Lok Sabha before completing its terms and can order for fresh elections, but only on the advice of the or recommendation of the Prime Minister. Now we will discuss about the executive powers of the President. So here we will see President appoint judges of Supreme Court, governors of state, lieutenant governors of union territories, Attorney General, Controller and Auditor General, the chairman and the members of UPSC, the ambassadors or high commissioners in the other countries. This is important executive power of President. Now we see the second main important executive power of President is to appoint the Prime Minister of country, who is the leader of the majority party, and other members also appointed by the President with the advice of Prime Minister. And the President is the supreme commander of the defense forces. These 3 points comes under the executive powers of President. Now we will see the judicial powers of the President. President have the power to increase or decrease the imprisonment period of a criminal. Secondly, a prisoner can give a mercy petition to the President, and the President can give pardon to the prisoner if he wants. President wants that. So this is judicial powers. Now we will discuss about the financial powers of the president. Firstly, we will see financial minister can present the budget only after asking the opinion of the president. And secondly, the president appoint the finance commissioner. Third, money bill can be introduced only in the parliament on the recommendations of the president. And next we can say the president has a full control over the contingency fund to spend it according to his will even prior to the consent of the parliament. And lastly we can say the president has the power to distribute the share of income tax among the states. These all points comes under the financial powers of the president. Now we will discuss about the emergency powers of president. So this is important to know about that these emergency powers will ask in your exam individually also. They can ask emergency power of president in 4 marks also, or they can collectively ask all the powers of the president in the 6 marks, or they can ask 2-marker question about the financial power or executive power or legislative powers, etc. Fine. So now we will continue the emergency powers of the president. In emergency powers of the President of India, first I will explain you about the national emergency declared by the President of India according to Article 352. So we will see in the case of civil war and external aggression, then that time President has power to declare the national emergency. Such type of emergency was declared in 1962 at the India-China war and in 1971 at the time of India and Pakistan war. And in 1975, due to internal disturbance, President of India declared the emergency in 1975. At that time, the President of India was the Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad and the Prime Minister was Srimati Indira Gandhi. Second, we will see Article 356. According to this, President has power to declare the state emergency. In which condition? In the case of ruling party lost its majority in the state. Such type of emergency declared by the President of India in 1956 in the state of Kerala. Now the third is Article 360. If India faces economic crisis, at that type of situation, President has power to declare the financial emergency. This is all emergency powers of the President of India. Now I will explain you about the discretionary powers of the President of India. In this, first we will see that the President may withhold assent to a bill or may send it back for reconsideration if it is not money bill. Secondly, you can say President also has veto power by which he can withhold or refuse to give assent to the bill. And lastly, we can say that if there will be no single party gains clear majority in the Lok Sabha election, that time President has the freedom to decide as who should be appointed as the Prime Minister of India. So students, this is all about the powers and functions of the President of India. This is all about part 2 of the chapter executive. In the next part, I will explain you about the functions and powers of the Prime Minister of India. Thank you.